Hi, I'm Dr. Schneider. So you may have been diagnosed with chronic fatigue syndrome or think you have chronic fatigue syndrome. So what's really important to understand about this condition is that chronic fatigue syndrome is a condition unique to each and every individual. So there are things that contribute to chronic fatigue syndrome. So one of the most common and easily understood things related to this condition is the physiology of your body chemistry. So something's going wrong, right? So we do a comprehensive analysis to determine what that is. We have you fill out a life history, sort of like writing a book. We give you forms to explain how to write this and get the details that we need to figure out what may be underlying going wrong with your body. So it's unique to you is what's important to understand. So if you have chronic fatigue syndrome and 100 other people have it, you can't have it for the same reason. So we're looking for, in your history, contributing factors to this condition. I also give you a questionnaire that has 200 questions on it, and that helps me to further analyze what may be contributing physiologically to your condition. So when I say physiologically, what do I mean? I mean the body chemistry. So there's some common, obvious things that you may have analyzed, but maybe not analyzed to the degree that they need analyzed. Let's look at thyroid, for example. There are oftentimes undiagnosed or misdiagnosed thyroid problems that lead into chronic fatigue syndrome. And one of the things that oftentimes is missed is an autoimmune thyroid problem where your own body is building up antibodies to your thyroid. So if you haven't had a thyroid peroxidase antibody study or a thyroid binding globulin antibody study, those are things we may look at to determine if that's contributing to your chronic fatigue. Something else that I see missed a lot is adrenal problems. And this is a condition oftentimes never even looked at. And weak or poor functioning adrenals can contribute to chronic fatigue syndrome. Something else I see a lot of is chronic digestive problems. And believe it or not, your digestive system can really be a factor when it comes to chronic fatigue syndrome. You know, life begins with digestion. And if your digestion isn't happening properly, let's say you're not digesting your meats well, you don't break them down into protein, you don't break the protein down into amino acids, you don't absorb the amino acids, and a lot of our hormones and neurotransmitters can become deficient as a result of that. So chronic fatigue syndrome can have a big contributing factor with your physiology or body chemistry. Something else we look at is we look at the meridian system. So you may have heard that acupuncture could really benefit people with chronic fatigue syndrome, and that is true. So we have unique ways of analyzing what we call your acupuncture systems. We use what's called an electromeridian analysis, and we determine if there's any imbalances that we can help you with to improve upon your symptoms. Now, something else we do that is unique at our office is we do a very unique physical exam to discover if there's anything physical going wrong. And so it's hard to believe, but there are physical things that can contribute to chronic fatigue syndrome. So we take a comprehensive look at you, and we determine what's going wrong with you, and we help it to correct it so that you can resolve your chronic fatigue syndrome.